Yo, people, what we saying? It's your boy Muzi13 back with another one. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We are back for another one. Arsenal versus Fulham match preview. Now, you guys know I always give you guys some preview notes. So let's get right into it. 35th match day in the Premier League. That's right. Currently, 4 more games. After this game is going to be only 3 more games to go for Arsenal. Getting close now. Getting close now. Arsenal played 57 games this season. All competitions. Absolutely insane. Certain teams are playing 40 games. Not going to mention any names. Manchester United. What? In that 57 games, our record is 140, drawn 10, and lost 7. Superb record so far, in my opinion. In the Premier League, we have played 34 games, like I mentioned, but we've won 22, drawn 7, and lost 5. Currently sitting on 73 points with a plus 38 goal difference. So we're currently 3 points clear of Manchester City, although City have a game in hand, and we have a goal difference bettered by 1. We are currently on pace for 2.15 points per game, which amounts to 82 points per game over a 38-game season. If we're looking at the reverse fixture, Arsenal beat Fulham 1-0 at Craven Cottage in the reverse fixture. That was another closely contested game. It was really close, went down to the final minutes, and kind of like a lot of games this season's been very nerve-wracking for Arsenal. Just want to see, that game that was decided by Trossard in the 58th minute. If we're looking at what's at stake for Arsenal, it's the Premier League title. Chance to go 6 points clear of Man City before they play their 2 games in hand. Hopefully Arsenal can, get a few goals as well against Fulham. Obviously, right now, if you to ask me just for a 1-0 win, I'd take the win just because I want the win on board. But it would be nice to put a few goals on the board as well and give City something to think about as well. Arsenal will be hoping to navigate this with a win and keep players fit ahead of the second leg Champions League clash on Tuesday against Atletico de Madrid. And let's get right into it. So, big game for Arsenal. Arsenal have bounced back from that Man City loss with 2, I say decent results in their last few games. We beat Newcastle 1-0 at home. Realistically, it probably should have been 2 if Gyökeres played that pass towards the end. But also, we just drew with Atletico 1-1 away from home at the Wanda Metropolitano, which is one of the hardest games to play in Europe. So it's looking a bit more rosy for Arsenal, looking more, in a better shape. Obviously, the form guide prior to that game wasn't the best. So right now, to close out the season, 4 more games in the Premier League, potentially 2 more Champions League games if we make it the final. So it all comes down to these last 5, potentially 6 games, and we have to win all of them if we're gonna be serious. So, Fulham pose a decent threat. If we're looking at Fulham on the table, they are currently sitting in 10th, but don't be deceived by that. The table is very congested. Brighton sit on 6th with 50 points. Fulham are on 10th with 48 points. So just a 2-point gap. So all to play for here. A win for Fulham could do wonders for them. Let's hope that's not the case. So they're going to be playing for something. They're going to be, trying to achieve something. Obviously, for them, a draw is still a good result, but maybe, the fact that a win could do wonders for their season might be that kick up their backside that they want to take the game to Arsenal. They played their last game against Aston Villa, who, sit 5th in the Premier League. They beat them 1-0 as well, which came as a shock to a lot of people, even though Fulham were at home. But everyone expected Aston Villa to win that game. So it's going to be a tough game for sure. It's no gimmies here. It's another, evening kickoff, under the lights of the Emirates. So boys are just gonna have to fix up, lock in. I really liked what I've seen in bits of that Newcastle game and that Atletico performance. I thought the boys had a good performance. Going to a tough away stadium like that is never easy to navigate, and I felt like they stood up to the test. Had a few opportunities. That penalty at the end, where you're thinking, if you get that now, you score, you win 2-1, and you come back to the Emirates, it's looking good. But unfortunately, didn't do that. But there's a lot to take away from that first positives that we can be seeing in the game against Fulham. More so like Rice as that lone 6 in between the center backs, shoring things up, giving us that extra layer of support while Zubimendi was pushing up. I'd like to see that continue. I'd like to see Arteta go with what he did against Newcastle and Eze and Odegaard playing together as well. Give us more creativity, and obviously that shooting quality from Eze on the edge of the box is needed for this game as well. So it's going to be an interesting game for sure. I fancy your chances against Fulham. I think we're going to take the game to them for sure, as we have to. And my prediction is going to be a 3-1 Arsenal win. I think it's about time we start getting goals on the board. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a 3-1 win. I think Fulham will score, but I fancy us to get 3 goals. Good to see Saka back. He came off the bench against Atletico, and he also came off the bench against Newcastle and looked decent. So he's coming back into fitness now. I don't think he's gonna start this game or maybe the next game, but hopefully for the final few games he can start starting games for sure. But yeah, 3-1 win is what I'm gonna go for. Yokeres, Eze, and Madueke are the goal scorers I'm actually going to predict as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be a nice game. I'm looking forward to it just to, tune in. Hopefully we go 6 points clear, put the pressure back in Manchester City. But it's been your boy Muzi13. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.